always opportunities to talk leadership with players, and I guess that having the opportunity to captain New Zealand puts me in a position where I can speak with some authority. So I've really enjoyed talking with not only Rutu but others about captaincy and leadership and how you go about it. So it's part of the 2 months that we enjoy, and it's for opportunities like this when you see a young player come through and now get the opportunity to lead our franchise, that we're very proud of what he's done so far and looking forward to the opportunity for him ahead.
Hello, Mr. Fleming. Welcome back.
Thank you.
I just wanted to ask you, we got a couple of new Kiwi additions in the new contingent. So I just wanted to ask you, what do you do to make them buy into the culture of Chennai Super Kings, which has proven successful all these years?
Look, it's not hard. I've been on record. There's no great secret. It's just some really basic principles that we buy into. We don't do anything mysterious or complicated, so it's quite easy to induct players into the team, and a lot easier because they can understand me. Half the team don't understand me, so it's nice to have a couple of players that do. But we just treat people with respect and tie into a good game plan with some talented players, and in between that there's always some ups and downs, but we try and stay pretty level with it.
Hi, Stephen. Deepak from the Hindu. Obviously, 2 years back, you tried a very similar thing on the eve of the season, to hand over reins to Jadeja, looking into the future. So, it probably didn't go the way you wanted. So, was there any specific things that you had a chat with Ruturaj to probably not have a repeat of what happened in 2022? And how did the whole thing come about? And
well, the big thing about a couple of years ago was that we probably all weren't ready for MS to move aside, and what that did was probably shake us as a leadership group or coaches into looking at the possibility when he does go. And up until that stage, it was almost unthinkable, but it sowed the seed. So we've worked pretty hard on making sure that any mistakes that were made during then aren't made again, and that the leadership isn't a secret. So we've been working very hard on making sure that the plans are in place, that all players are more self-sufficient. And we are. It's not, MS Dhoni has a wonderful sense of the game, but one of the things we're proud of is the development of young players, like Deshpande last year, to come through and then own that space. He's done well in domestic cricket. So it proves that giving ownership and trust to players really works. It's not just the captain's job to pull the strings. So we're looking at that, and as I say, we're more prepared now because that jolted us into looking at life after. And in some ways we've been a bit slow in doing that as a management group. So yeah, we're well prepared this time.
Hi Stephen, this is Deva Muthu from Cricinfo.
Hi.
MS is coming off a knee surgery, and he faces...
Just salt, mate. It's fine.
Yeah, he sort of faces this unique challenge of sort of coming in after a long break. He doesn't play competitive cricket, but then turns up and just hits sixers all over. So could you just talk about how he prepares for this role and sort of just comes in like a switch flicks on, he comes off from an injury and keeps hitting sixers in the nets?
Yeah, it's annoying, isn't it, that it comes that easy. But no, I have been absolutely amazed that with the way that he has prepared and played the pre-season, and I'm very hopeful that he's going to have a big contribution again to us in that role down the order. But it is one of the things that we really admire about MS is his durability. Last year he functioned on one leg. I had that cleaned up, and the desire to rehab and come back again is very strong, and it's contagious and motivational for the players when they see the work that he does and then the skills that he still has. So he's a sharp mind. He's hitting the ball beautifully in the nets and is still as determined as ever to make a contribution for the franchise, and that's all that I can ask, and that his fellow teammates do as well. Yeah.
Like 2 years ago when you tried to have MS move on and give it to Jadeja,
Yeah.
it seemed like a natural progression for someone like a senior player like Jadeja to take over. And now when it's gone to Ruturaj, who's done well now. So where is Jadeja now in the scheme of things? Do you have a leadership group where he's still part of it, or is that is this move taken in consultation with, not in consultation, but keeping him in the loop, saying this is our way to just go ahead? How is that? How is that equation?
He's right beside Rutu, there's no doubt about it. And you look at last year, the contribution Jadeja had with our team. The last two balls will go down in CSK folklore, and he was instrumental in us winning the cup, and he's been a strong player for us year after year, whether he's got the stripes on his sleeve or or not, he's still a natural leader. He's not outspoken, he's not verbally loud or assertive, but his actions and the way he plays will be a strong component of our leadership, and he'll be someone that Ruturaj will use, there's no doubt about it. Great. No, he's too good. His mental strength is something that I admire and others around the world admire, and whatever challenge is in front of him, he will always find a way. The fact he hasn't hit probably as many balls as normal might be a refreshing thing to get away from the game and refresh mentally and physically and come back. He's had a life celebration as well, so I think he'd be very dangerous. We're expecting him to be at his very best, and if we can restrict that, that would be great. But I expect him to be very good.
Stephen, this is Doipan from Times of India.
Hi,
Going back to the captaincy issue, how difficult it is to carry forward a legacy like Dhoni's for a guy like Ruturaj, and will there be an element of on-field mentoring by Dhoni as we go along?
Yeah, I hope so. It's getting that balance right without interfering, but also providing that leadership that you can't ignore. It's been too long and he's too big a presence that you don't just turn that off, you use it. And finding that balance and being able to use the Jadejas and Dhonis and help Ruturaj as he develops is very important. In the middle will take a little bit of trial and error to a degree. Ruturaj is very self-assured. He's not the most demonstrative captain or person around, but he's got a very good approach with his fellow players, and he's very well respected. So I think my understanding from the senior players is the desire to help. So how we channel that will be the challenge, but I'm thinking it's positive more than negative for sure.
Hi coach, Hemang Negi here from PTI Delhi. You splurged a big amount of money on a youngster, Samir Rizvi.
Yeah.
So how is he doing in training, and will he get a lot many more chances this season?
Well, he's certainly in the mix. He's done well. He's started well. He's a very comfortable and confident young player. We're looking to learn as much about him as he is looking to learn about how to fit into CSK. So it's that awkward sort of pre-season feeling as you get to know your fellow players and your surrounds, but he's done very well. He's a talent, there's no doubt about it. And we're working hard already on some aspects that we think he can improve on, but he's shown us that he's got some qualities that we really like. Will he make the side? Well, we'll have to see tomorrow, but he's certainly one of the players that has made an impression.
This is Prasanna from The Hindu.
Hi, mate.
Rachin Ravindra was obviously the breakout star of the World Cup, and so your thoughts on him, if you can mention any standout or striking quality about him, and how he's a bowling option as well. So how valuable an addition is he to the team, and how do you think he would fit into CSK team culture and philosophy, or what makes you think that he would fit into the team culture and philosophy?
Well, he has. And I had the pleasure of working with Rachin with the New Zealand side last year in the UK, and watching him operate then, I had no doubt that he would fit in well. He's very eager to learn. It's very early in his international career, but with each hurdle he's clambered over pretty well. So I have no doubt that he will make a fist of this. It's a learning opportunity for him as well. What you can do in the IPL is fast forward some of those learnings, because you're around great players, you're in one of the great places to play cricket, and he will take that opportunity, just like Daryl Mitchell, who's at the other end of his career where he's got a little bit more experience, and both of those guys have fitted in well, and I was confident they would, because they're both very professional. Rachin has a bit of flair about him, and the all-round skills absolutely are of interest. Left arm spin, all-round left arm spin with Jadeja has done well, so if we need someone similar to that and we see an opportunity, most definitely he'll fit that role.
Last one.
Hi. Yeah, there were tears everywhere. Everyone was crying, and it was typically low key, very low key, and as expected. And and quickly to a bit of a celebration to Ruturaj and the opportunity. So the players embraced it well. There's always a little bit of shock around it, but going back to 2 years ago, we're much more conditioned to this time, and the players handled it very well, just as the captain, ex-captain, handled it well in announcing it to the team. Injuries, we're going pretty good compared to last year. We're flying, but we're a practice away from a couple, so we're always realistic. But what we do like is the depth of our squad, in particular in bowling this year, and the challenge will be getting those combinations right based on form. But at this point, Patarana's not with us, but everyone else is going pretty well. Thank you. Okay, thanks, guys.